What up, fam? We're streaming! Yeah, come on, let's get that invite, boys. I want some music, like... Oh, I need to log in. Chat. God damn it! Yeah, my install got like destroyed, so... Pa, 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 da. Boom! Let's go, boys! I'm not feeling the music though. I'm not feeling the music! Let's go. I need something without copyright or legal. One, two, 1, 2. Let's go. Okay, there you go. Let's go! Looks like we got all them enemies down. Welcome AORail 2077 to the chat. And I do think there's some lag. If you are just joining us, we are playing Discovery Freelancer. We are the first Armada. If you're wondering, no, this is not the default Discovery music. My installation got reset. And basically the cool race music, I had to reinstall. The cool race music is gone. Ah! Missed motors! God damn it! What does the chat think? I'm gonna ask in the chat. What do you think about the new Arbiter? I actually quite dislike it. It's an okay ship, but it's just an okay ship, you know? The old Arbiter was so ugly, it was actually beautiful. And oh my god, why didn't anyone tell me, guys? My hotkeys aren't on. Of course I have the snub one, so it's not gonna be great. It's just a little thing to have here. BC! He dead. Yeah, we got him. We got him, boys. We should let the... Look at that! Oh no, never mind. Like, he's flying an LSF battlecruiser. But he actually managed to shoot the NPCs at one point. And like all the Navy started shooting him. Is he cruising? It looks like he's freaking cruising. God damn it, this is too loud! Ah, that's better. Lake Superior, not anymore. You're not Superior, son. I think the favorite battlecruiser name I have is Mount Massive. Yeah, so back to the topic. What do you guys think about the Insurgency Dreadnought? I think the old thing, it was so ugly. It was doing absolutely horribly in con in duels, but it was a complete monster. It had so much HP. It was so big. It was basically bustled together. I think that was very much in line with the Insurgency. Now the Insurgency battlecruiser, but the Dreadnought is... It's just like polished. It looks like a Navy Dreadnought, really. Back in the day, it actually looked like the monster that some, you know, ragtag insurgents would put together, like a complete abomination from all sorts of various parts. That's what I thought about the Insurgency battlecruiser. Insurgency Dreadnought, the Arbiter. If you disagree with me, and it seems like most people actually do disagree with me, let me know in the chat. But I really miss the monster. Oh, he's there. All right. Yeah, Loki's a legend. Like, I think Loki is the one legend. Like, there's so many people that are legends, but very few people actually know who they are unless they play with them. I think there goes to a ton of Russian players. We actually had a few in the first Armada. You know, they were like there were snub aces that joined us for a brief period, and I was like, oh my god, who are these people? How come they're so good? And they were really, really good. I guess it's not surprising that when the game is this old that you always have like random players that come back with high skill that you have no clue who they are if you only played for a few years. I guess it's not surprising, but it still catches me off guard, you know. It's such like a small community that oftentimes you feel like you know absolutely everyone. Especially like the PvP aces, but so many people are just bottled up in their factions. They play shit so you have no idea who the people are on. And yeah, it's still easy to be surprised about some really great players appearing out of nowhere seemingly, even though they have been around for a long time. San Joaquin. Joaquin. Alright, die. No! God damn it. Let's get Whitney Houston at least. Oh yeah, fucking show off with a big mortar, huh? Now, the one time you hit it, Locke, you have to, you have to take my kill. Oi, oi, oi. Nice. Boom! Booyah! Guess what I'm talking about? Oh, he's battle cruiser! He's mine! Yes! I just love mortar and gunboats. Seriously, look, I have no idea. No idea how we can play with the Serbs. Is the chat working? Okay, there's some sort of a lag on chat. 29 million? Oh, I'm shooting Highlander. Oh, I was shooting Highlander. I almost fucking killed him. No! We lost our comrade. Always sad. Always sad. I was shooting you. I was freaking shooting you, look. Yes, yes, yes! That was close. Let's go, baby. If you don't know what we're farming on, we're farming to pay Stoner Steve. Stoner Steve made us coordinates out of roleplay. You know, it's freaking sad. Like, can you believe this? The moment we make an in-RP contract with SLRC, I mean, it helped to get them official done, but they have got really nice feedback. But seriously, one set of coordinates, and then the freaking devs decided, for whatever reason, Liberty has to invade our own planet, you know? So invade Erie, and now they want like extra money and payment to the fund. Oh, fuck me, man. They asked us to... SLRC asked us to pay them the same rate and $25 bonus, $25 million bonus, or serious credits or whatever, for Bethlehem refugees. Oh, oh! Don't flip me! Die, 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 die! Yes! Ridgeland got it. That's what you want. I missed. But my boy got it. Let's play with the first person for a bit. So you can see my hotkeys. Actually, look, if you are in the chat, when I'm trying to like navigate myself towards a cap, should I be strafing towards them or away from them? This was like, I always strafe towards, like if I'm like this, I always strafe towards it, right? So I face it. But in snaps, for whatever reason, it's actually the opposite. If you play snaps and you want to see your opponent, generally you want to strafe away from them. Because apparently somehow your ass turns away from them and your front turns towards them? I still don't get the fucking physics of it, but it's apparently how it works. Heh. Let me know if you're in the chat, guys. Let me see if we can fight something. I don't think there's anything to fight, honestly. There's an M&S on, but that's not very important. Honestly, I need cash. I'm paying 1 billion out of pocket for a con practice session. Whee! We basically in the first, we have an event that if you play matches in con, and you have to win. You just have to basically fight, get used to just spewing anybody and everybody. You get to compete for nice prizes. It's based on the volume. You got nice participation. I think we have Miranda, who is from the HHC server, came to Discovery, hasn't played for 10 years, actually played like freaking 80 matches. I think they will take a big amount of the prize pool actually. Misery! Okay, hello Colorado. Miranda is unbeatable, but I think I might want to come back second. The thing is that the first prize is 2 promotions, like you get promoted by 2 steps. And the second prize is 1 promotion. I'm aiming for the second prize, honestly. I've gotten so much better at snaps, it's ridiculous. I can actually see people, I D-shield, or I take regions from literally everyone. Oh, wow. Look, I still can't believe your fucking plan. Like, why would you get 6 overlords? It makes no sense. It's crazy. I dare you to get 6 overlords and all of them with different codes. You know, like one full Terminator tower turrets overlord. With EMP flags and ion blasters. Looks like we have no dropped frames today, by the way. That's a good news. Last time we were streaming in the Colorado event, there was a bunch of drop frames. This is good. No, kill him! Kill him! No! God damn it! We lost money. I need cash. I just spent that goddamn billion. I spent $1 billion for rewards for the first Armada. Yeah, great heavy mortar log. Great heavy mortar. I'm glad you have it, you know? Heavy mortar, 1 heavy mortar is perfect if you make no mistakes. Yeah. This positive attitude. Ah, he's right. He is right. That is always next. It's funnier to rage on stream though. Every good streamer knows that being a bit over the top is actually good. I did an interview with a guy that I think he averages like, I don't know, 60k views per video, and his streams are pretty frequent in poker, and he's like a quiet German guy, but he's extremely popular. Because like out of nowhere, he would start like absolutely raging, you know? Have these amazing rants about productivity in life and stuff like that. We won? That's it? The war is over. Call it in. Call it in. I'm calling it. Glass Veracruz right now. Oh, never mind. Never mind. They're back. They're back. Ah, come on! This was our next time. We were supposed to get this one. That was our next time. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, son. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Too soon. Never mind. We got him. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Free carriers. One overlord. Death Volley. Now this is a ship name. Death Volley. Wow. I need to change that. I might rename Robin Hood to Death Volley. All my archers have like archery punts and, you know, archery theme. There is Bowman. Bowman? Bowman? I don't know. Anyway, that's our shared. My archer is Robin Hood, but Death Volley. That's a cool name. I wanna name my firstborn son, you know. I will name my firstborn son Death Volley. He will garner respect in class. Bishop. Bishop's here, my favorite Indian. From Street Fighter. Death Volley? I don't know. Wait, is there a Street Fighter? Is there Bishop in Street Fighter? Really? Oh yeah, I'm getting Gila. Mount Rushmore. Boom! What's up, Mount Rushmore? Not standing so strong anymore, are you? Yeah, what's the opinion? Shut the fuck up, man! You know nothing. You know nothing. Yeah, you. That is bullshit. Overlord is definitely not better than Atlantis, alright? Atlantis is the second best heavy battleship behind Bismarck. It might be tied with the Redemption, but I freaking love it. Boom! Now, actually, I have most lock time on Atlantis, for sure. It's like my... Over the years, like, Van Leer and... This used to actually be called... This ship I'm flying now actually used to be called LNS Lemon. This is the former LNS Lemon. I actually was wondering if I should take it a little bit more seriously and... you know, like I had two options. I had LNS Lemon and I was taking, obviously, Van Leer is my most serious character. And always has been. This is like why people ask me like, oh, when the hour out of roleplay, when 46 tried to like, for out of roleplay reasons, just court-martial the character, like Van Leer, right? Like, they literally, like, it was out of roleplay reasons, it was out of house space, obviously there can't be any roleplay consequences, so people were like, oh, why don't you just let them, like, FR5 Van Leer? But I think it's like it's the most frequently posting Navy officer in the history of Disco. Literally, like no other character has as many forum posts as Van Leer. Like if you go on the forums and you take a look at the post count, everything's like 90% of that is NRP Van Leer, you know. Besides kudos. Yeah, so when people ask me, oh, these like people try to out of roleplay for other roleplay reasons, try to kick out like your character out of the Navy, which isn't even possible. For other roleplay reasons, based on like other roleplay evidence, I was like, no, suck a fat one, you know. It's the freaking. It's the most frequently posting character in Liberty Navy history. And like this ship is definitely the main ship that I've always had. I think it's like it's the third dreadnought I had. The first one was the Insurgency Arbiter. It was my first dread. No. I think the Outcast Dreadnought was my first one. Outcast Dread. I called it actually Peneduro. I called it Peneduro and I flew with it for like months. I literally joined Disco, and then like 2 weeks later, I had a dreadnought called Peneduro. If you don't know what it means, you can Google that. Where Bishop? Is he PMing you? Is he not talking in the group? Bishop is the #1 46th Fleet player. Like this is who's Bishop? Bishop is I think he's like the model Navy officer. Like seriously, if I want to steal this guy. I want this guy to come to the first Armada. He's exactly like the player you want on Navy. Like seriously. Yeah, one day we will swoon Bishop to make a character for us as well. I don't like the whole fucking hopping, you know, like the out of roleplay hopping of characters. It's really weird, but like the out of roleplay player, I would love him to go ahead and join us one day. Ah no! What? Yeah, this is this was meant to be our next time, you know. I'm not a miss. I'm a male actually. Die! Joaquin, there you go! Okay, saving the core. Saving the core! Don't bump me! Boom! That's what I'm talking about, son. Yeah. Mortar the gunboat. There you go. Mortar in the gunboats. Peace! Boom! Is my freaking NPC carrier shooting at me? I better hope not. Yeah, Zehel's coming. I mean, this guy is amazing. I mean, Zehel would actually just like patrol an empty system. He knew 100%. There's no players at all. He's not making MDs or whatever. He just for an hour patrols empty lanes, you know. That's some freaking dedication. That's who you build a faction around. Yeah, now you missed. First heavy mortar missed hit today. Congratulations. First one I've seen anyway. We put it on HP. Did we do it? Did we finally defeat the insurgency? Come on! Guess I can repair. Let's go!
Acknowledged. Your request is granted. Please proceed one.
The hell's here? Oh, you scared me. You scared me, bro. Ah, damn it, Ridgeland. Okay, let's go. How much money did we make, actually? I was at 10 million. Whoa, what the fuck? 159?
Acknowledged. Your request is granted. Please proceed one.
Yeah, you hit gunboat shield. Well done. Are you really bragging about hitting a gunboat shield? Look. Ah, sell the side ADA for one credit. Why not? Why the fuck not? We crazy like this. We crazy in the first Armada, guys. Oh, whoa! Magic. My hotkeys keep resetting. Like, can anyone actually tell me why this keeps happening? It's usually on my blind fire button. They just reset. I'll take the lull in updating my coordinates. Run as administrator. Yes. No, I don't want to run as administrator. If you're wondering how to get coordinates, basically I use auto hotkey. It's a program. People tell me that it's okay to use it. It's somewhat legal. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, where do you have coordinates? Here. Epic! They actually give it to us in this format. I love them. File save. So I'm saving the file. You guys can't see this, unfortunately. I'm using big time cheats. Feel free to report me. Oh yeah, kill them, then we jump. We can always return quickly. I have fresh cords for everything now. I still didn't pay for them, by the way. What? Are you trying to run? No, you're not. Die, 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 die. No! Ah, crack, damn it! Ah, miscounted. Oh my god, where is your heavy mortar lock? Let's get this Vashabach, whatever. Nice, 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 nice. I don't like Coronado. I think Coronado is bad money. Unless I'm crazy. Okay, yeah. Oh, I did get it. Good. Ah, it's a cruiser! Okay, let's just get this guy. The fat lizard. Yeah, yee. Yeah, yee. Boom. Oh, it's a Canadian. Destroy the Canadian. Why am I saying that? Like, a lot of my I think like 8 members of my family actually live in Canada. Ah! Stole it from your heavy mortar. Suck it, Lock. Ohio? Wait, Ohio is on the insurgency side. Ah, now you hit it. Okay. And you, one time you hit, you steal my fucking kill. I mean, come on, man. Come on. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? There's a dread. Kill the dread before we jump. I want it dead. I want you dead. Kebochi. You have a lame name. I want you gone. Haven. Come on, Haven. We can wait. Huh? What? Did Zell disrupt me? Someone must have seen it. Oh my god, I was at 90%. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Well done, boys. Well done. Yeah, if you have trained or reinforced, you actually disrupt everything, you know. Oh, you did. Thanks, bro. Oi, oi, oi. Where's Haven? Hang on, where's the Haven guy? We got Coronado, my man. Yeah, let's meet us in Coronado, bro. Whoa! Unless someone disrupts me again. %! Let's go! Yeah. Yes, we'll have a Kryter ship. Boom, boom, boom. Huron. Ah, we missed it. God damn it. Did Ridgeland disconnect? Or is he leaving? No! God damn it! The missiles are still broken, by the way. Like, missiles get no reward in plugin. I don't know why they left it broken, but it's pretty annoying. I literally did an interview with a drug dealer today. Bishop died! Come back, we're jumping! I have more fucking batteries! How many batteries do I have? 104. You were in Magellan, no? We have to start again. He's not gonna make it. We gotta fucking... we have to charge again. 18! He's not gonna make it! We got... Yeah, he's not gonna fucking make it. Why did you come here, Haven? You were in Magellan. Just go Coronado, for fuck's sake. Yeah, you were literally... you were literally... Oh no, I got dog. Okay, executioner. I'm gonna execute you. I'm sorry, bro. Die. Oh, I docked. Oh. Okay, attempt number 3. This is the third time I'm charging to 100. God damn it, guys. Come on. Should have sold that, I guess. Ooh, Magma Hammer turret. Ooh, 840 range. Wait, this isn't the real one. I think this is the NPC one. Nobody made the I'm inside of you joke yet. That's good. Every single time someone sees the first time docking modules, they say I'm inside of you. I'm lying about the charge, so people are more optimistic. We already did that, by the way. We raided Omicron Iota, and Entity actually smashed us. I actually asked him to kill us, and he locked the massive NPCs, you know, like the biggest NPC Entity can spawn. Why is this? What is she doing? It's like Graham. You missed the heavy mortar. Calm the hell down, people. Calm the hell down. Should I jump them? Should I jump them to major? I can't jump to major, but I can jump to Psi. %. Can I? Can I jump NPCs? I want to try. I've never seen that. Yeah, I wanna be around the battle cruisers. I wanna see if I can jump them. Oh no, you can't jump NPCs.
Shield restored. Go to. Stop. Cancel. Go to.
All right. We are streaming, my man. It's all about the fun. All about the fun on the stream. Ah, the Atlantis. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't have the HD textures anymore. Oh, more Kryter ships. Sweet! Let's go, let's go! Where's Phalanx?
Pass.
Yeah, let's wait for Phalanx and see what happens. Where the hell is my water, by the way? I'm gonna grab some before they come. Never mind, it was here all along. I think this zone is really hard. Okay, I don't know spawning. Never mind. Oh, they are. Okay. Let's go! Let's go! Nice, we have Kryder. My freaking groups got broken again. Seriously, bruv. It's so annoying. Rodrigo Ortiz. I guess these NPCs haven't been updated yet. No, 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 no. I got flipped. Okay, 3, 2, 1, bam! Oh! Yes! That's what I'm talking about, son! Oh, Caridon actually beat Chill in Con. Interesting. Oh, it's a battleship. Let's get it, let's get it. We can't miss out on these sweet, sweet battleship kills. And boom! Ooh! Good stuff, good stuff. Why do you have a carrier, Phalanx? Like, isn't the carrier crappy? I don't know, it's like a pancake. I think it's especially in the bomber meta, like... Banjar? Ah, careful! Careful! Zahel, don't get yeeted. Yes! Gunboat in the face! I mean, mortar in the face of the gunboat. Another one. I am unstoppable. I am on fire. Taking all them gunboats. And I missed. Every time. Every time. God damn it! Oh, 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 oh. By the way, the Outcast battleship is back. NPC one, it has actually less armor than it's supposed to have. Like, I think 2.5 times less armor than it's meant to have. It has. Nice, nice, 2.5 mil. Was that Zahel? I think it was him. I think Bishop took it down. Oh no, they're shooting Zahel! Oh no!
Shield failed. Tracker
I hope he docked here. Ah, he didn't dock here. Oh, god damn it.
Shield failed.
Is he in Vespucci?
Shield
Ah, no, we lost Zahel.
failed. Shield restored.
Right. Jump hole. Yep. And then we jump there. If you're watching this, please don't kill this guy. He's like a newer player. I hope there's no one in Inverness. Seraph XV. There might be some people in Inverness.
Shield failed. Tracker failed.
Beep, 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 beep.
Restored. Tracker failed.
Alright, I messaged them to let them go. It's 5B. Right, we are back. Whee! Why do I feel like shooting Bretonians? If I wasn't streaming, I would probably do it, but you know, anyone can take cricket evidence. Nice, nice, nice. Good hits, guys. I think we got it, right? Yeah. Lock's coming soon. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Yes. There's a mission bug. Sometimes you have to do this. It's just easiest to do this. Die, 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 die. Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Got him. No bandits inside. That's what you want to hear. Fucking dicks. Magellan Cortez Coronado. I mean, fuck it, I asked them, you know.
Shield failed.
Ah, boy, boy, boy. Yeah, this is kind of an issue with the new players, you know.
Shield restored.
Like if you ask the players to just do something for you, they do the exact opposite, you know. And then we're surprised that like old players that new players are leaving. They're not sticking around in the game. Yeah, I mean there was the fastest. He's a new player. He forgot to dock. Obviously, it's important to do. Yeah, so Oxesian, if you are watching this, come on guys, come on. Orcs are idiots. Kill the big ships. Kill the big ships, and I don't think they have a chance here. Kill the dread.
Shield failed. Shield restored. Track failed.
Oh yeah, this is the 46th, guys. Just stay together. Yeah, I mean, guys, if Ox hesitancy watching the stream, this is exactly why new players aren't sticking around. Just want him to come over. I'm pretty sure that they are 46 members, by the way. Let's shoot!
Incoming torpedo. Shield failed. Track failed. Shield restored. Shield failed. Incoming torpedo.
Just can't get hit by NPCs, that's most important.
Shield restored.
Yeah. The bombers are gotta take care of him, I think.
Shield failed. Shield restored. Incoming missile. Castle. Incoming torpedo.
What? Did we crash? Actual game crashed, guys. Whoops. Yep, it's frozen. And now it's gone. Oh well, let's try to get back in. Yeah, well, yeah. Honestly, like he was just trying to go back to farm. It's really unfortunate the way Discovery community treats new players. You know that they make mistakes. I've seen many people like mock, for example, rival and military. You know, like they would literally go to con and mock the people that played for a week for being bad. You know, and they fucking post on YouTube, them bragging about killing people that played for a week. I mean, I think like all the dev work that will come to Discovery, it basically will never be able to change this, and you will always lose players and new people that come in. It's the big problem with Discovery because there's no matchmaking. If you played any reasonable modern game, you basically would be playing only players that are at your skill level, but it doesn't happen on Discovery. And when you try to do stuff like do what you are supposed to do, like give 50% chance to everyone to win, people start to flame you, blame you, and stuff like that. Where are they?
Incoming missile. Cancel. Formation lost. Incoming missile. Incoming missile. Incoming missile. Incoming missile.
Well, I just saw the CD. I disconnected, so now they just CD me. Ah, it's fucking typical.
Incoming missile. Incoming missile.
I guess I killed this cruiser.
Incoming missile. Incoming missile.
Target in range. Locking in on enemy.
I think all my... No, they didn't. That's fine.
Incoming missile. Incoming torpedo. Incoming torpedo. Incoming torpedo. Shield failed.
I need to kill the cruiser, I guess.
Incoming torpedo.
Ah, disconnected, I mean.
Shield restored. Incoming torpedo. Shield failed.
Ah, now I can fight them finally, normally.
Incoming torpedo. Shield restored. Incoming torpedo.
They have Novas at least.
Incoming torpedo.
I need them to switch to snack.
Incoming torpedo. Incoming missile.
Yeah, this balance is basically completely out of whack. There's nothing a battleship can do against two bombers, like literally useless.
Torpedo. Shield failed.
Do I have the CM selected? No, I don't. Now I do.
Incoming torpedo. Shield restored. Shield failed. Incoming torpedo.
Yeah, I mean, the haste really destroyed the game with this, literally, you know, like the bombers can literally just take down everything without any without any effort, more or less, you know.
Incoming torpedo. Shield restored.
It's not very fun.
Shield failed. Incoming torpedo.
Like, I have no chance. It's basically just a question of time. There's not even like
Torpedo.
not much they can do to fuck up.
Shield restored. Incoming
It's just a slow death. I wonder what they do actually. Like this more or less broke the game. Like there's nothing I can do. Like you, only thing you can do is have EMP flags,
Shield failed.
take down the
Torpedo.
torpedoes and the ships. But other than that, there's just not much you can do.
Shield restored. Incoming torpedo. Incoming torpedo. Incoming missile. Shield failed. Incoming torpedo. Incoming torpedo. Shield restored. Shield failed. Incoming missile. Shield restored. Incoming torpedo. Shield failed. Incoming torpedo.
Yeah, it's pointless. I mean, I disconnected, so there's nothing I can do here.
Shield restored.
And the game crashes like this.
Shield failed. Incoming torpedo. Incoming torpedo. Shield restored. Shield failed.
Yeah, it's not very fun. Like I don't know, the balance just like destroyed cups more or less. It's just too easy, you know. They have it extremely easy. There's like nothing you can even do here.
Restored.
Unless like they like fuck up incredibly, it's just
Torpedo.
literally just an auto loss.
Failed. Shield.
Yeah, it's like scumbag tactics like that as well, you know.
Shield failed.
Honestly, these people are the problem, you know. I think that they shot Zahel, that was one of the worst things that they could have done.
Incoming super transport convoy. This is Liberty Battleship. We see you on our scope. Please submit your designation.
At least we won't get him sanctioned, you know.
Where are you heading? We're on a trade mission from. We're carrying oxygen to.
Yeah.
Alright, this is where we get off. Thanks for your help, man. This is IMG Gold 15-15 to
Dock.
Yeah, let's just jump out afterwards. Yeah, but I don't. I really dislike the meta right now. It's basically just snaps. Oh, Zahel is there. Yeah, pretty much, Lord Baguette. That's that's pretty much how I feel. Like the problem with the development team right now is it's like extremely biased. It's like people that play the game only one way, more or less, and they hardly ever listen to the community. So basically, this stuff happens. I think it might be actually changed a little bit, but I don't think so. I think like I think the battleships will be the weakest class for a long time. Maybe bombers will get nerfed a little bit. I'm hoping at least. But yeah, at start it was fine because people didn't figure them out. But now pretty much all the fights are bomber cruiser, and it's pretty much all the same. It's extremely boring gameplay of chip damage over extremely long amounts of time. Yeah, I mean, people play what's strongest, Highlander. It's pretty normal, right? People just play what's the strongest. They want to win, so they play bombers. The issue with what Haste is doing, the issue with the gameplay, is it's just chip damage. Like positional strategy, it stopped playing really a role because bombers and both bombers and cruisers can just disengage. Right? Even if a cruiser makes a big mistake, it still has thruster unless he really fucks up and makes a mistake that he's without a thruster near the cap. He can just cruise away. Bombers, obviously, they can disengage whenever. So basically, you are creating a meta where you either play snaps and cruisers or you lose. And the cruiser bomber meta is extremely boring. It's basically just chip damage. You completely chip, you dodge, chip damage, dodge, leave, chip damage, dodge, and it's basically slow death for everyone. And I don't know. I kind of miss when it was basically playing cups was like a strategy game. Bombers would be slightly annoying, but they wouldn't be these. They wouldn't be these like win everything. Bomber cruiser wouldn't be these like win everything, chip damage, easy to run, kind of deal. They would be like nice flavor. The fighters would completely obliterate them, but it's not the case anymore. Like bombers are better. Fighters have a hard time taking them down unless they have really really good aim. Bombers can just simply do a run, do the double snack thing or snack nova, and run. And yeah, I don't honestly the fights are getting really boring. Like chip damage, run. Maybe people enjoy that. I think this is the mentality of the dev team right now because obviously cups in general and bombers are being developed by Snap PvPer. That's basically what balance is all about. So I think this will be the same. I think we will be heading that way as well. I think the battle cruisers are getting remade, right? But I don't think it's gonna change. I think this chip damage, slow death kind of meta game meta is just going to stay. Gunboots, yeah, gunboots. Basically, gunboots can annoy bigger ships, right? Gunboots can annoy bigger ships. The thing is, they have to run from cruisers. They can run from cruisers. They can totally troll cruisers, but bombers just destroy them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have a Solaris or not. Any two good bombers just destroy a gunboat, right? You only need one bomber and a cup that forces it to run to just take it down. I'm gonna jump the guys away, I think. Yeah, so I wonder what's it gonna bring. Like basically the dev vision is what Haste thinks that with his changes, meaning deletion of systems, combat changes, balance changes, battle cruiser changes, making battleships basically obsolete because it's gonna be tough to balance. with all these changes. Yeah, I'm really wondering where it's actually heading, you know. But the goal of the devs is this is what they're saying, right? Haste is saying that we will go up from 20 player average, like there's 20 player average on the server, it will go up to 150. That's literally what Haste is saying, that he expects the averages to be 150. That means including off peak, in peak. So off peak, you would need to have 100 players. In peak, you would need 225, the full amount, maybe raise it to even 250. Right? So that's the goal, basically. That's the goal of the development team. I disagree with many things they do. I think the only thing I'm excited about is Einar's changes for player on basis. I think that's going to be really actually cool. You give utility to POB owners to do more stuff. I really don't think that that's going to bring too many actual players on, actually new players, but I think it will actually make the gameplay of POB owners way more fun. I think that's going to be really good. Yeah. Freelancer video dump. You know what? They do a lot of unpopular decision. I think he wants to do ad campaign as well. I think they streamed somewhere, you know. So we will see, you know. We will see if it doesn't happen and the averages don't rise up. I'm sure that there will be new developers that take over from Haste and Reeves in the future. I think that especially there's like a new crop of people that are deving, who is Einar, Zentor, and those guys. If I could flag the torps, stop trying. You know, it's tough to play. There's 4 bombers there. It's very little you can actually do. Oh, mine don't work. Whoops. Where is Crichton Republic, by the way? If you guys have CR Discord, ping them to bring some snaps. And this is what it's kind of sad, by the way. The entire meta will move into the snap area. It basically will be just bombers and stuff like that. Yeah, the streaming. I don't know. I think they get some other community streams and whatnot. Yeah, guys. Yeah, you can talk, guys. It's up to you. I wanna just jump away, jump back to Vespucci after they're done. Ah, they did have Bishop. Okay. Is Crichton Republic more or less dead? Like, I haven't seen them on. I think I've seen them trading for POBs. I don't think I've seen them much online lately, so I don't know. If anyone's in Crichton Discord, maybe ping them to bring some snaps. But I doubt it.
This is Liberty Battleship Super Transport Convoy. Please submit your designation. This is military Ammo 11. We're sending the data now. We've received your transmission, military Ammo 11. Where are you heading? Our trade convoy.
Yeah, this guy's awesome. I mean, you know, on one hand, you kind of have the negatives of the community, which means the devs just don't talk to people and stuff like that. But then you have positive people like this, you know. I think Bishop is the one reasons why it's worth actually staying, you know, who doesn't give a fuck about he just doesn't care about what's happening. He's just excited. I think it's important in every faction to just give power to these guys, you know, like he would probably be a lieutenant commander by now in first, you know. I don't give a fuck if he's PvP skilled or not. It's the attitude that counts, and this guy has an attitude of leader. Yeah, so there are good things and bad things about the community. I think Lord Baguette and Freelancer Video Dump, I think they deserve a benefit of the doubt, okay? I mean, Haste is basically putting his head on the chopping block. If the changes that he's making won't bring the player base to 100 plus averages, I think he will quit himself, right? And leave the game to the likes of Einar, Zentor, Vicious Jeff, those POV podcast guys, you know, the new coders. Darkwind might actually come back. Yeah, I think those people, if the current risky iteration with big cuts changes actually fails, I can see one of those guys actually being the lead, you know. Yeah, but again, there are developers that are great. Again, like Vicious Jeff is amazing. He's open to the community. The guys are doing a POB cast. I'm trying to get on it. I think I will be there next week. And they know how to communicate. You know, that's the thing. Like Reeves and Haste, they're fucking terrible when it comes to communication with the community. You know, like holy shit, dude. They come in with like opinionated opinions. You know, they are edgy. They insult ideas. They shit on events. You know. So yeah, I think that there will be a time where when those guys when those guys call it a day.
Incoming heavy fighter patrol. This is shipyard. You're in range.
Nah, there's still Zentor is still back. Zentor is back around. There's Einar, there's Vicious Jeff. Those people can talk to people, okay? I know all three.
Military Beta 13. Where are you heading?
I know all three, and basically any of them could be a great lead dev, you know, great head dev. Einar, Vicious Jeff,
Incoming heavy fighter patrol. This is shipyard. We see you on our scanner.
or Zentor. I think they would be great. I think the community would just embrace them because, you know, they actually are open to communication. They aren't edgy. They take feedback on board. You know, they know how to talk to people.
What is your destination?
Shield failed.
They're like the basic complete opposite to. Yeah, they are cool people that actually enjoy the game. They listen to feedback. Yeah, so I think that honestly, if I could have a magic wand, I would relegate Haste and Reeves to specialist roles. Okay, I don't think Reeves is a good lead story developer. Maybe didn't have enough time yet, but. Yeah, I think those three guys would do a way better job of being actually lead devs, of being able to coordinate the development team, and they would actually get the community on their side because they talk to the community. You know, they don't spew edgy shit on Discord like Reeves and Haste do. You know.
Dock.
So I do think it will happen eventually. I think the generation will change. So I think there is some hope. And obviously, the hope for now is I think people like Zahel, like you saw, the Zahel there, Locke here, all sorts of fun guys that just have fun, you know. We have Lucas in the first Armada that basically go for it. They enjoy the game. They play the game because they like it. They go ahead and go learn. They aren't bitter at people in the community yet, maybe, but you know, some people keep that attitude forever. I think that those people are our hope, pretty much.
Dock.
Roger that. Please stand by. We're full at the moment. You will be.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. Reeves doesn't know any other regions, right?
Cancel.
The region he actually knows is Liberty from an unlawful perspective. That's it. That he never played like seriously for a long time. He never played anything else, right? So I mean, what do you expect? Doesn't like say anything about his skills and stuff like that, but that's basically what he does. That's the only thing you know, you know.
Incoming Liberty.
There are good things that Haste is planning, by the way. Like balance, obviously, the same with Haste, right? Haste plays the game a certain way, and he wants the game to be played that way, right? He sees it as the best thing, obviously.
Transmission received. Navy Beta 17. Where are you heading?
Dock.
Acknowledged. Your request is granted. Please proceed 1. Please submit your.
Let's go do some farming. Yeah, our Coronado mission went pretty badly. I freaking disconnected. I have to post on forums. I disconnected. I got separated. No, he doesn't. I think this is why Haste is he's really good at executing. Okay, he's doing some really cool stuff like simplifying the economy. Uh, he's simplifying economy, so you don't actually have to read fucking millions of lines of code. That's what Haste is doing. But the thing is, he should absolutely not be the lead dev. Like, he doesn't have the coordination, project management, communication skills to do that, you know? We farming already, pal. Yeah, so straight up, like, there's like some voices that you have to understand all the code and what happened. No, you fucking don't. You don't have to understand everything, right? Like the length the patch is taking, the absolute like negligence in info cards and stuff like that. The really unsystemic work of the dev team. It's not just about manpower. It's just basically about it's about the way you do things, you know. I think it would be way better if someone actually was Haste's boss, who understands, who can take on feedback, who can coordinate people, give the community some sort of updates, not just in random channels sent to buddies, but actually have a development feedback thread or development update thread where they could actually inform people what's going on, you know, and basically just be a better communicator than Haste and Reeves is, you know. It might well be that it's not just the things that they are doing, they make sense, you know, but the way they're communicated is just a complete disaster. Yeah, the meta's there, unfortunately. Like, people realize that bombers beat everything. Bomber cruiser definitely beat everything. So I think it's gonna continue. It's gonna be tough. Like, the only actually strategic fight in Cups I had, where it wasn't just short chip damage, was our event in Vespucci. I think we had like only one cruiser, the rest was BCs and battleships, you know? And it wasn't only about chip damage and who can dodge better and chip better. Yeah, it exists. Unfortunately, communication now is Haste and Reeves going into random discords and spewing their like personal opinions that are actually edgy, you know? Like, I'm not kidding. When we made the Omicron New event, Haste went publicly into like 2 days before, he publicly went into DTR Discord, started saying, "Oh, how come you do this without like dev approval?" He keeps saying how he hates events, you know. After I fucking put like 50 hours into preparation of that, we had a massively successful event that everyone loved, you know. Besides like the expected people who didn't like the NPCs, which obviously, you know, was the plan all along. And the lead fucking devs goes in and shits on the effort of all the people. I mean, it's... Yeah. Yes, Haste actually did that. I shit you not. I actually thought he's gonna ban the event. Yeah, he doesn't understand. Like, he's fucking autistic. He doesn't understand that when you are the head dev and you come in to like a public chat, public Discord, and you put in, okay, events shouldn't be done, they are detriment to the server and stuff like that. You are the lead dev. It looks absolutely horrible, you know. Like, people assume this is the direction that the mod is actually going to go, you know. And it's really tough for them to understand that you shouldn't be talking like that. That's why I think that Haste and Reeves, they are actual great execution guys. So, no, Reeves not. Reeves hasn't proven himself. Haste definitely has proven that he puts in a ton of work. He can really work on something. I think the automated economy and the back end stuff he's doing, simplifying the game, simplifying the interface for economy. I think that's really good, right? But he absolutely shouldn't be a leader, CEO, or chairman of anything, right? He should be basically he's the executive guy, the CTO, you know, that you have, that actually does stuff, the coder, and you should have someone who actually is able to communicate with the community. Someone like Jeff, someone like Zentor, someone like Einar, you know, who listen to people first and then put their opinion out second. You know, someone like that, basically. No, the thing is, Lord Baguette actually, the argument is Lord Baguette. No, it's not. It's not proof for haste. Let me explain something to you. It's not proof to haste that we had 60 people constantly. You know, it was more successful than Colorado that had a big drop off, for example. It had, I think it had like, I think our steady peak was 70. I think Pennsylvania event was 100, something like that. So it was reasonably safe, unofficial event, not even advertised anywhere, and we had like 2/3 of the big Pennsylvania event, right? And haste, what the argument of haste is that people don't play the game. This is the argument. People stay away from the game because there are events. Literally, that's the argument. There are events in the game because they don't play the game because there are events. That's the one argument. People don't play the game because there are events. They don't like them, that they exist. Second argument is that for the new players, for sign-up events, for restrictive events, the argument is that it's horrible if a new player comes across an event and he can't join in. They will leave the game. They will basically leave the game. They won't like to play anymore. That's basically the argument there, right? So number one, players that Hayes talks to told him that because there's events, they will not be playing the game. If there were less events, they're more likely to play. Yes, yeah, that's exactly the argument. Because there are events, some people don't play the game. Yes, that's the argument. That's literally what Hayes told me. That people tell him because there are events on the server, we don't play. That's it. And it's horrible for new players that see a sign-up event and they are confused about joining, right? So he is against events. He would not have any, basically. He wants to have 150 people average. And you know what? If it actually works out, I will be the first one to congratulate him, to drop my hat. I know, it's fucking stupid, right? Yeah, and I think this is exactly why Haste should be the executive guy, and he shouldn't be the dev lead, because he is in his little world. Like if you see him, go. If you saw him talking in Discord, I think this is the big big difference between Haste and Zentor is Haste likes to talk a lot. You know, he talks a lot about this is why, and this is stupid, and that is dumb. I hate events, and the peace between Liberty and Gallia is really stupid and dumb, you know. And the last thing, we will basically go ahead and put our foot down on that, you know. And he does this publicly. He really doesn't understand that as a lead dev, your job shouldn't be necessarily to execute, right? You shouldn't necessarily put the ideas into practice. That's not what the head of development should do. The head of development should be the one who actually chooses the overall direction, who listens to different people, stakeholders, as the corporate people say, and then tries to have some sort of a unified vision with the community actually included and stuff like that, you know. That should be the guy that actually leads development, that tries to coordinate the departments. You should have a fucking lead dev coming in with his like radical opinions, not listening to everyone, and just shitting on events, shitting on RP and stuff like that. Like seriously, I'm sorry, but that just shouldn't fucking happen, you know. You should have someone who actually can talk to the community, is the voice, who can create projects, can create some timelines. Like they have no idea where, like the timelines don't exist, right? There's no, there's no concrete plan. It just basically is worked on.
Formation lost.
It's worked on. It will happen when it will happen. No phasing out, pretty much, you know.
Cancel.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue that you know, like you have a lead dev that just plays the game one certain way. He's extremely opinionated about what gameplay is good and what gameplay isn't, you know, and it's basically the way he plays the game. That's that's how that's how he sees Disco, you know. That basically created this huge disconnect between the developers and people that aren't seeing the game exactly the same as Haste does, you know. And it was the argument that there are no people that would be able to lead the game, you know, like there is no manpower, there's no manpower, but that's not true. That's just not true, you know. The actual lead developer, the lead dev in Disco doesn't work like a lead dev somewhere else, right? It's not like a coder. It doesn't have to be, not at all. It just has to be someone who somewhat understands stuff. But it needs to be someone who actually coordinates, you know? Coordinates, talks to people, knows what all the legs are doing, tries to recruit more people to the development team, is a good communicator. That's just not fucking happening, you know? Well, they do that, right? They basically take the, oh, there's too few of us. We are doing the work, so fuck you. we do our thing, you know. And we will insult, like, if your efforts are different from our vision, like we'll fucking insult it, you know.
Got visual. Weapons are hot.
Tractor failure.
I think the Exhibit A is the Gallia Liberty piece, right? Like personally, if you ask me, like I lead Maquis, right? Maquis are the number one faction, the number one by far unlawful faction in Gallia. And if you ask me, yeah, I do think that Liberty and Gallia probably shouldn't be friends, right? Probably not. I'm not sure, but the point is, like, all the lawful players, all the players basically are on board. The funny thing about that is, though, basically Gallia was changed, right? It was changed over 2 years ago. I think it's 2.5 now. 2.5 years ago, Gallia was changed, and it became the Gallic Union, right? So basically, you have these ex-royalist guys. They execute the ex-royalist guys execute the nobles that led them, that were corrupt, and they decide that, oh, listen, we are military junta, right? So they basically leave, right? They join the Gallic Union, and a lot of them don't get punished for following orders. They're basically opportunists, right? The thing is, though, for I think over 2.5 years, basically 3 years now, for 3 years, Gallia and Liberty, they have been neutral. They have been neutral economically. Economically, they already have been neutral. What does that mean? That means that all corporations, Liberty and Gallic corporations, they all along were indifferent to each other. That means Ajira could have docked in Gallia. All the other corporations could have docked in Liberty, like EFL, GMS. You often see them coming in, right? IDF as well. IDF Shipping, which is the Royalist faction. And basically, they have been neutral, right? Devs, Reeves, Haste, even Erenmard, who used to play in Gallia, they never cared. They never gave a single fuck, right? They're like, oh, okay, maybe there's some ex-royalists, and they are neutral, right? So they had 3 years, literally 3 years, ever since they came to be devs, all of them. They must have like known this. Everyone played Gallia. They knew about this and about this neutrality, right? They knew about the neutrality between Gallic corporations. So then what happens is, again, I probably personally like disagree with that. Yeah, they were neutral. Yeah. Aaron Mark was the story developer, was Gallic. He never like raised up the question that corporations shouldn't be white. The thing that happened though, Liberty government and Gallic government, they basically role-played to what the existing Reb hacks already are, right? So all the corporations are white, they have been trading all along for 3 years. All the devs knew about that. And basically, Liberty government and Gallic government, they just did some RP, right? They did some RP, said, okay, we are doing trading now, right? We economically are trading between Gallia and Liberty, right? And just to basically put that in line, we have requested the reps to be same on the militaries, right? I mean, it's no big deal. I think that you can still have economic neutrality, right? Like corporations can be neutral, the houses can trade with each other, but the militaries are still hostile, right? Like for example, take the USA, the American Navy and the Chinese Navy, they're fucking hostile, right? They threaten each other all the time. They're like try to provoke each other, invade each other's space, but it doesn't stop China and the US to fucking openly trade 24/7, right? And they are definitely not enemies officially, even though the actual militaries of China and America, they openly say, like, the US generals are like, oh, fuck it, like, China is the biggest threat, you know, like, their military is the biggest threat everywhere. So basically, that's the way how it was with Gallia. Yeah, that's the way how it was with Gallia and Liberty. They have been trading openly for 3 years. The Reb Hex have been white, although... yeah, the military, yeah, the Chinese are doing all sorts of shit, like, it's basically the only reason there's no war is, like, the economy, right? But it doesn't stop the greedy American corporations to fucking trade with China, right? In terms of numbers, they are, yeah. I think they still say that they would still beat them. Oh, yeah, I saw the... Highlander, yeah, I'm fucking... I remember I saw the American like weapons development is pretty funny because I mean it's capitalism, but there's all sorts of lobbies in the Senate and Congress. It's kind of inefficient. I think the symbol is like the new destroyer, right? They put loads of billions of dollars into this new destroyer. It was this like boxy thing. And I think they made only one ever, you know. Yeah, so of course, obviously, you could argue that in Disco terms, they're 0.55 or they are straight up hostile. They just don't engage openly, you know. But they obviously, yeah, they stop a few denies. I know it's it's messed up, but you know the Chinese economy. I wouldn't call the Chinese military the best in the world either. All of them, they're flaws, basically, right? Their system inevitably like will lead to corruption and favoritism as well in terms of development, you know. They are still like behind a little bit, at least I believe. That's what the propaganda says. Anyway, so basically what happened for 3 years, the status quo was here. The navies were hostile to each other, quite understandably, you know. There will be a lot of grudges in Liberty Navy against the Gallic Navy because, you know, Leeds and Liberty, we as Liberty actually have a Gallic battleship. We have a fucking Valor in Alaska, right? There's actually a Valor in Alaska that we are still dissecting, you know, like imagine that, you know. So I understand that. So they denied the request to have the navies neutral to each other, right? Okay, all good, that's fine. They denied it. It makes sense, even though even officially, yes. You don't know this? You guys don't know about this? We have a Valor in Alaska. It's the Carcassonne. We bought it. We killed it in California, but the husk has been towed. Like the actual intact battleship. I think they surrendered. It has been towed to Alaska, so it's been there ever since the war, and we're basically trying to get technology as Liberty. We're dissecting Gallic ships. I was actually thinking about SRPing Gallic guns on Yeah, I was thinking about SRPing gully guns on a ship. But again, since the governments are kind of neutral, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, so anyway, so the request got denied, and you know what? I get it. Like, you could compare China and America to what Gallia and Liberty should roughly be, you know. Oh, you didn't play back then, all right. But now what happens is, like the devs, suddenly, because the players started role-playing that Gallia and Liberty are going to trade, suddenly the devs somehow woke up. Again, they knew for 3 years. One of the story developers has been playing in Gallia for a long time, right? They didn't do anything about it. They basically saw the status quo. They saw the status quo of trade open, but military is being hostile. But what happened now? Because the players started role-playing neutrality, economic neutrality, the devs suddenly noticed, and now we are faced with a situation that something they didn't give a single fuck about for 3 years, just because the players did the roleplay that was in line with the existing rep hacks. That means the economically Liberty and Gallia are actually trading, the corporations are. Now the devs are actually threatening, just because the players reminded them with the roleplay that this exists, they're actually threatening to set the rep hacks as hostile or no doc, you know. So they didn't care about it for 3 years. The players suddenly start caring. They do roleplay to just justify the existing rep hacks. And now you have the development team actually possibly actively jumping in and stopping what the players did that's in line with the rep hacks that the developers allowed for 3 years. They themselves set, you know, back in the day. So that would be really fun to watch. Yeah, I know. Like, seriously, I really wonder what's gonna happen there, because Haste, again, it's very difficult to know what's happening, because Haste talks publicly. He's the lead dev, but he talks publicly and he says that his opinion is his own. Like, other people have to agree or disagree, you know. But you have the face of the mod, like, talking about this extremely in an extremely opinionated way, instead of like asking people. And now it's actually possible that the devs, they didn't care about for 3 years they didn't care about the rep hacks, just because Liberty and Gallia both decided to do roleplay that justifies the existing rep hacks that have been in for 3 years. People just shit on that and change them to hostile, call it an oversight, you know. It will be really fun to watch if that happens. I hope it doesn't. I mean, but yeah, this is the kind of stuff that basically happens in the game, you know. Again, I actually think, like, from a neutral standpoint, I am not in Liberty government, even though I basically lead the only lawful Gallic faction. I'm not in Gallic government either, so I could give my opinion on that. But as long as it doesn't impact like my gameplay, I really leave the, like, in Gallia I could technically lead the government, but I just leave them completely free hand unless it's something that impacts gameplay. Gallic Navy doesn't care. Yeah, GMS, I know, GMS trade in Liberty, you know. They, GMS like the beginner, I know GMS guys like the beginner community, you know. They're actually breaking the fucking law. I think that's hilarious. Like, GMS, they take a Pashiderm and they take the pilot graduates, who technically are human cargo, so it's illegal, you know. Yeah, I think the devs didn't think this through, because they basically, they made a beginner commodity that is illegal. It's actually illegal in Liberty to hold it on. I know GMS, obviously. You know, I think I interact with GMS more than any player in the game. Just basically, if you are unlawful in Gallia, you do two things: you shoot outcasts and you pirate GMS over and over and over. Seriously, if you guys are watching this and you play unlawful, I hope you aren't dicks though. We basically half the time we don't even ask anything. We just ask them to tell us a poem about why the Gallic Union sucks. But if you're looking for chill traders that don't run from pirates, you can check out GMS, you know. Just don't fuck it up like previous Maki's factions. Yeah, so obviously I know GMS very closely. A Pirate BC. What? Is it an SRP? Highlander, you have an SRP Pirate BC? How is that even possible? You shouldn't be having a Pirate BC. There is one Vile Scorn, Squiggly, if you guys know him. He actually has a SRP Hell on the Pirate ID. So he can pirate serious-wise on a cruiser. Gallic Pirate? How do you have a BC? You shouldn't have a battlecruiser. The only faction unlawful with battlecruisers is the Maquis, and they're just like, they're basically extremists. Extremist revolutionaries, you know? Brigands! Gallic Brigands? How can you have a battlecruiser on Gallic Brigands? They don't have a, they have ID line only for Snapcraft, you know? I'm gonna report you to the admins right now. Okay, tell me the ship name. Tell me the ship name. Let's get you sanctioned. There's no three different pirate. Oh, nobody knows Gallia. Yeah, Union and Course. Union Course. There's only Course, Maquis, and Brigands. Okay, that's all the three unlawful factions of Gallia. And Gallic Royalists, which are like, I don't even know. Like that faction has been dead on arrival, hasn't been used much. But Gallic Royalists also don't have a cup line. Yeah, Maquis aren't pirates! Oh, for fuck's sake! You know, it's sad. You know, it's sad. When you play Gallia, like, you know, like, and it's basically my main house, right? Like, the two factions I play the most are Liberty Navy, like my Van Leer character is the oldest one. As I was saying, is Van Leer is literally, I think he's the number one character of Liberty Navy with #1 posts in the... No, they're no fucking pirates! I'm gonna slap you, Jesus Christ. Maquis aren't pirates, they can't even pirate people, they can only demand cargo. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're fucking pirates, you know? Maquis, if you don't know Maquis, guys, they're basically the reverse Xenos. The reverse Xenos, okay? Where Xenos don't like foreigners, the Maquis hate the inner factions, right? So basically, Maquis, before they changed the ID and basically the way they're set up, the Maquis absolutely hate the EFL IDF. Then they're the fucking pirates! Are the Xenos pirates as well in your mind? Are you talking about, are Xenos pirates, Highlander? Do you see Xenos as pirates? If the Xenos are pirates, then yeah, the Maquis are pirates as well, alright. The Maquis are basically Maquis right now. They're both extremists, and they are standard like military, like the insurgency, except like way weaker. Yeah, so Maquis right now. Maquis pretty much copy what happened in World War II, right? First of all, they were like, they were random tribes of Maquis. By the way, and this is a true story. Apparently, during World War II, obviously the Allies, they were supporting the rebels and the counter-Nazis in France, right? And it's being said that the Maquis, they would basically fake, they would fake attacks. They would like they would fake they would take like an old transporter, like a Nazi transporter, and they would fake an attack on it just so they get support from the allies in the West. Some of the Maquis, you know, like Maquis weren't like they weren't unified at first. They were basically just what they called random opposition in France, and obviously some dickheads used it to fake attacks and say they need equipment. Yeah. Read about them. Read about Maquis and Maquis controversy, and they did some like horrible crimes. Apparently, they did, like abused women and I don't know, like executed for no reason, you know, and all sorts of cool stuff. And that was the like near the beginning of the war. Then, like as it progressed, the Maquis actually moved into the unified front. I think it's something FFI, I believe, where it was more of a concentrated effort in France to have the opposition to the Nazi regime together. A lot of the Maquis actually joined. What's funny about the Maquis, though, like in actual France, and this is what we basically imported into Discovery, is that the Maquis, they had zero chance of ever ruling France. Like they had, because like the Maquis, basically their only goal, besides the dickheads that faked attacks just to get some free booze and supplies, their only goal was to take down the Nazis, right? But who the Maquis actually were, they had no like unifying belief. They were basically anarchists with communists, with Democrats. They pretty much like they had all sorts of genders, beliefs, you know, that are completely incompatible in actually running together, and they all like formed the resistance. So you have all sorts of like freaking strange ideologies coexisting because simply the Nazis were the greater evil, you know. And that's basically the story of Gallia right now. The Maquis are exactly like this, you know. Like, they are against the Gallic Union, they are against the military oppression and against the former royalists. But they are not like the insurgency. Like, insurgency would come into power, they would probably cut the LPI influence, they would try to ease the corruption. That's what the insurgency would do. But in Gallia, if Maquis win, they're fucked. They have nothing to do. They would just start killing each other, probably, you know. So it's a pretty interesting faction in that Maquis and Maquis. The moment that they win, the moment that the faction actually beats Gallic Union, the official faction can just disband. There's nothing to do. Like you're gone. You're done. Because it would make no sense for you to rule. So how all the factions in Freelancer, they always say, oh, we never get any love and we need some development, we need more power, we need more assets, right? Sure, the Maquis could be stronger, they need like battleships, and the council has joined them. But the problem is, the moment the faction actually wins in roleplay, it's dead. Like there's nothing that can follow it up, because it just doesn't make any sense, you know? They only pull together. Oh, indies now should also... There are no Maquis indies, by the way. Like, there are a couple in our Discord, but the faction, like... Nobody understands it. Like, this is the sad thing about Gallia. Only people that play there actually care. And you know, I'm kind of glad. You know why? Because if the freaking PvP whores... If the PvP whores discovered the Maquis ID, they would shit themselves. You basically have entire Gallia, entire Taos, and you have attack lines. You have Xeno attack lines. You can literally attack transports. Yeah, they usually play with us, Highlander. They most of the time they are in FLG or play with us. Yeah, they just lock when there's stuff going on. I know most of the indies as well. But if the snub horse realized what Maquis ID is, they would freaking shit themselves. You can actually shoot transports on cruisers and battle cruisers, which we have removed from the official ID. The official ID can only shoot transports on gunboats and smaller. But you have a massive ZOI where you can just 1-2 everyone, including transports, you know. So honestly, I'm kind of glad people don't know too much about Maquis because literally you could take like you could take four people. No, no, don't. MDG, yeah. MDG is different. MDG, they had standard pirate lines, right? MDG are the royalists. They are basically it's freaking strange because Maquis now they started as the Extreme Council, right? They now actually have council with them, right? So basically, what happened? The story in Gallia was the major opposition, the political opposition to the royalists and the king, were the council, right? The council were basically Republicans. They were also brutal, by the way. Gallia is absolutely insane. Like the good guys in Gallia, they nuked their own people, right? Rather than letting some documents fall in the hands of the royalists, they nuked their own planet. Like they were like they destroyed the docking ring and they nuked their own cities with people still on them. Those are the good guys in Gallia, you know. And then these good guys, when they beat the king, they joined with some other royals and they basically gassed Maquis. they attacked the only open base that they allowed to be built in the open.
Cancel.
Uh,
Formation lost.
they told them, listen, join the Confederacy. We know we joined some of the nobles in the Duchy, right? But it's okay, it's okay. We know you hate the royalists. We know you guys are extremists that don't like to cooperate. But, you know, like, lay down your arms, surrender, or we will take care of you, you know? So basically what happens, the Confederacy, because, you know, again, Maquis are really good when you are waging a war. They are like attack dogs, right? They are extremely good when you're trying to take down somebody. But the problem is when there is peacetime. What the fuck do you do with all these people that like brutally slaughter the enemy of your enemy, that are known to use like covert tactics that are very hard to control? What do you do with these attack dogs when peacetime has come and you are actually trying to make a compromise with your former enemy, which in Gallia's case was the Duchy, you know, the Duchy of Burgundy. There were some dukes and stuff like that who didn't agree with glassing of Leeds. But obviously, predictably, Maquis didn't want to have that compromise. They were like, no, fuck no. We're not gonna let Duchy be a Duchy. We're not gonna have fucking royalists stay in power, right? So they were like, oh, okay, no, we're not going to like surrender and go to prison. No thanks. So the same council who told them, oh guys, build your headquarters in the open. Don't build it in a nebula. Just build it in the open. They suddenly realized, oh, hang on, like these guys were really cool when there was war. But you know, now that we have peace, we're trying to make this compromise that they disagree with. They're not very useful anymore. So they tried to get them surrender. And again, the same guys, same council that nuked their own people. They were like, we can't have this. So they took the flagship of the council, the Grass. And they were like, surrender. Maquis said no. So they sent some assault units to the base. Obviously the Maquis are really good fighters. So they like killed all of them. They killed all the people that tried to arrest them. So what their former like masters, allies did, they actually sent in gas. They tried to gas the base, and then when even that didn't work, didn't kill all of them, they just destroyed it like entirely. The headquarters of the Maquis, you know. So those are the good guys in Gallia anyway. The council, those were the good guys in Gallia. They also did something. Basically, what they did, again, the good guys, they took their own battleship. They put nukes on it. They put nukes on the battleship. These are the good guys in Gallia. And they rammed a station of the royalists. They literally this is the good guys of Gallia. They basically just they rigged their own battleship with nukes and they sent it at a station with people on it, and this just freaking blew it up. You can still read these read all this in language doc. The wrecks are still there, you know. So these were the good guys in Gallia. I don't know why, but yes. Yes, those were the lawfuls there, you know, the good guys fighting the king. So now what happened is like So they did the compromise. Yeah, you can redirect. I think it's if you go to the southern part of Language Dock, it's one of the destroyed bases in the minefield. You can actually look at Navmap right now. I really recommend this, guys. If you are looking to read some history of Gallia, just jumping around and reading that, it's really cool. Yeah. So what happened is basically they compromised with the Duchy, right? Some dukes that Makis disagreed with, they compromised with them. But when the Royalists, aka the Gallic Royal Enclave, that was the pretty large armada, pretty much large fleet that didn't surrender, helped counsel with on the Confederacy against Kusari, and then just joined the Gallic Union. So the former king's men basically decided they don't want to be royalist anymore. They decided that they will just abandon the realism, try to be led by military. They joined the Confederacy, you know, but all of them were still guilty of leads. All of them, like most of them, followed the orders of the king and stuff like that. So a lot of the council, the former council, who were basically just the masters of the Maquis, who betrayed them later, they were like, oh, okay, fuck it hell, like, we were trying to fight a war, and now all the fucking former royalists, they're back, you know. Maybe the Maquis had a good idea in the first place. Maybe, like, we shouldn't have cast them all the time ago. And that basically is the long-winded story by these pirates, as you're calling them, have capital ships right now. Because the quote-unquote good guys that used to nuke shit all over the place realized that their compromise is just too much, and maybe the Maquis are right. They decided to join someone who used to be just their attack dogs before. So now what you have Maquis is the former attack dogs who don't like to compromise, who are extremists, and these former council people who also are no peaches. Gallia is just brutal like that. They have joined them under the Maquis flag. So that's why you have that. That's why it irked me. Well, no, Maquis actually lead the council. The council became the Maquis, you know. So the caps that you were flying, this is why I was so pissed of you saying they are pirates. Hopefully this explains it. They're basically the previous good guys who joined the Maquis. All of the caps that you're seeing in the game, basically the story is this. The former rulers of Gallia that decided that they can't compromise further. They will join their previous uncompromising attack dogs under their own flag. Yeah, so we actually, on the official ID, we made it that we can't even attack transports, right? If you play Maquis Indie, you can take a battle cruiser and you can butt cloak a barge, right? You can just 1-2 a barge. That's why I'm hoping no PvP horse freaking destroy my faction, because like right now we play the Maquis lore. The Maquis lore is you hate Gallia, you hate everyone who supports Gallia, but you don't mind Syrians, right? You wouldn't like go to the Taos and shoot up all the transports. They just randomly trade between Bretonia and Kusari. Just wouldn't do that. You wouldn't shoot Bretonia for that matter. But if some fucking PvP horse found out about the ID, they could literally like start shooting everyone. Like the ID isn't like Xenos. That they basically removed. We didn't want it to be removed, but they did it anyway. You have no exceptions, so you can literally shoot your allies. You can shoot the brigands. You can shoot Union Corps. And you can just basically 1-2 everything on battle cruisers on the fucking Indie ID, you know. Yeah, you actually can do that. I think it's just an oversight, honestly. Like the ID is overpowered, I think, right now. That's why we literally like we nerfed the official faction ID. We were like, listen guys, our ID is too strong and it doesn't make sense in lore. Please nerf it, you know. Nothing extreme like the Starflyers are doing. They're just neutering everything. Did you just... How did it happen? Yeah, big words, Lord Baguette. Where the hell are the Jaguars, you know? I don't think anyone has actually done that, you know. I don't know of anyone who actually shot transports on battle cruisers. The official faction can't even do it anymore. We literally asked for the faction nerf, you know, like the ID nerf. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, SCRA. I'm surprised they actually fight them, you know. They don't have too much chance in Omicron Z. Whee! Yeah, let's take a look what's going over there. Yeah, I think it's a lot of snaps. Oh, they do have some snaps. There's pretty much there is one issue in Discovery, you know, and it's something that is extremely hard to balance. As a faction leader, basically you don't. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but you don't want your faction get too good in PvP. You just don't. It's as long as you have an official faction, you're trying to get really active. Getting too good on PvP and like using meta ships, using snaps and cruises and stuff like that. In terms of like a faction leader who tries to get activity, tries to get people to do stuff, it's actually really bad if you are winning every fight. If you get too good, it's this is the freaking paradox of Disco in almost all PvP. You basically have a race to the bottom, you know. Like if you get too good in Disco, you have fewer and fewer of people that are actually willing to fight you. It's extremely rare that you actually get a proper challenge, and yeah, I think that is okay, you know. Yeah, but it's it's kind of tough. Like SCRA, I think the number one faction that has this issue are the Red Hessians, right? I'm not sure if you guys know Red Hessians. Maybe you don't. I know that they're not very active, but basically it's a faction in the Omegas, and it's the strongest unlawful faction in Rhineland. You know, I'm not sure if it's a Discovery thing. It's possible that they buffed them, and they had some really big developer bias back in the day, so they had lots of NPCs. They had lots of NPCs and stuff like that. SCRA as well, you know. But SCRA, they have some trading. They also do some farming, I think. They have like serious wide lines, so SCRA isn't impacted as much. Because the official faction, they can literally go serious wide, right? I think all of them actually. I think there is no ZOI. So SCRA never had this problem. They always like found activity. Yeah. But it doesn't matter for them, right? Like if SCRA wants to get really good, if you want to get really good at SCRA and kill everything that moves, you kind of can do that. And the reason why you can do that is, well, you can fly just about anywhere. And you can attack all the houses, right? All the house lawfuls in every house. You can just look for action. That's fine. But right, let me tell you the Hessian story, like Red Hessians. Like they always used to be good, but there came a period where they were getting just like slapped around, right? The Rhino military had a lot more players. They had cups. They would just fly at them, and they would basically slap them around. You know, that was around the time Wesker joined Red Hessian Army, RHA, the official faction. So he basically joins, and this former like strong PvP faction is getting wrecked left, right, and center. And basically, what he decided to do is, okay, I'm not gonna stand for this. I'm gonna get my guys good, you know, and that's exactly what Red Hessians did. They basically started to be a snap faction, even though they had battleships. And soon, basically what happened is they got really good, and it's one of those bandwagon factions, you know. Pretty much all the PvP players on the server, like the top ones, they have RHA ship, or had at one point. I think like if you go back like 2 years ago, pretty much almost 100% of aces would have a Red Hessian ship somewhere that could come out of the woodworks. Right, so they basically started doing this, they got really good, and sooner or later they started, this is like 5 years ago, way before my time. I read everything basically from that time as well. They started getting better and better and better, and eventually the tide started turning, right? They attracted more and more PvP players. They got better, and it usually happens with snap factions. It's really strong bandwagon, because the snap factions, they rely on fighting people, right? They enjoy people being in con with them. They basically people to have a practice with them. And what happened? They got really good, right? So they got really good, and they slowly started pushing Ryland military back. You know, like one of the most active factions. And eventually, it got so bad that they completely turned the tide, right? Because the bandwagon, if you notice this, it's extremely strong. Like the best players tend to gravitate toward one or two factions on Snapcraft. They try to practice in con. Then more good PvP snap players notice. They move into your faction. They practice with you in con. Everyone gets better. The faction gets larger and larger and larger until there's a one or two like bandwagon factions that have all the good snap players, right? So what happened is, this is exactly what happened. They started beating up Rhineland military. They just started beating them. Wesker was actually very vindictive. I talked to him quite often, and he was telling me that, listen, we were getting fucked left, right, and center, right? By Rhineland military. They were ganking us. They were piling on us when we were weak, when I was weak, when I wasn't good. I grinded, I deserve this, I'm really good. So he completely turned the tide, like to his credit, completely turns the tide. And they start winning. They start winning over Rhineland military, and they start winning big. Again, the bandwagon, every time it happens with snap factions, you have a couple guys that practice a lot, they try a lot, suddenly attracts other people that are practicing. You get better and better, you start winning a lot, that brings even more people. Suddenly, like all the snap players that are aces or semi-aces or wannabe aces, they're in your faction. That exactly is what happened with Red Hessian Army. But you know what happens when you are too strong? The problem with Discovery is there's two things. There's the player list and there's the F1 button, you know, and the dog button. I'm talking about this because the Corsairs inevitably are getting slaughtered by the SCRA, right? So what happened was they basically started beating up on Rhineland military completely. Like there's videos around still how they enjoy ganking. They would go like 10 against 1 against the Rhineland Cup in 10 snaps. They enjoyed like destroying RM like completely, like not even like the thing that not taking, but they just freaking piled them every time. I was there at the tail end. And basically, they would just like not let Rhineland military win at all. They would just like, if they couldn't win, they would just log off, wait for more people, and then jump in. And when you have skill and numbers, you basically can't lose, right? So sooner or later, like Rhineland military was like, oh fuck this is tough. Like I don't want to play against this shit. I'm losing 100% of the time. We have these like snubbers destroying us. So they stopped logging, you know. And what does Red Hessian army do? They're like, well, these fuckers stopped logging against us. What should we do here? And then they decided that because they are the alphas in Rhineland, they would do what any reasonable person would do. They targeted POBs, player on basis, right? So after they couldn't get any action, basically, they started destroying POBs. I think Wesker killed like maybe 20, 30, 40 POBs and stuff like that. Yeah, they started beating the faction, you know. Yeah, exactly, you know. Yeah, so they started taking down POBs. Nobody could stand in their way. They basically killed off everything. And in between this time, as it happens, Rhineland military, when you stop logging in someone, you kind of struggle for activity. So Rhineland military changed leadership, you know. They changed leadership. The new leaders were all active. I think it was Wasser, actually. I don't know. There was a few different ones that came in over the years that took the leadership, and they were like, okay, I'm motivated. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to face the RHA. I enjoy playing the game. So that usually lasted for like a few months. Like few months, the Rhineland military would get really active again. They would bring in new players. They would try to play in Rhineland. And sooner or later, though, every single time, the Red Hessian army, while being slightly dead, they would just come back, right? They would keep coming back, and of course, you have a bunch of veterans, and you are facing new players that don't know that they're supposed to log off against you. They started slaughtering them. Yeah, you know, like the story that you said there. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You know. Yeah, and several times it was basically just Red Hessian army. I think maybe some of the iterations it was the coalition as well, but basically this cycle repeated itself like 4 or 5 times, right? 4 or 5 times. Rhineland military on the brink of that. They actually did die once, but there was another POB fuck up on Red Hessians playing on GMG. When Rhineland imploded, but it doesn't matter. Like this, the cycles were bigger and smaller, but basically it would pretty much repeat. The Red Hessians would just destroy everything with their skill, with the bandwagoners. Rhineland military would change leadership, they would come back, they would try to play the game. Red Hessians would awaken, stomp on Rhineland military again, and Rhineland military would be fucked, they would change leadership. Red Hessians went into hiding again, shooting POBs. The cycles went from someone being Rhineland military being inactive for a while to actually the entire house imploding because of Red Hessians and GMG logging with some admin interventions in the Sigmas. It was some POB shenanigans. This literally imploded the entire Rhineland. So it went from like HC being inactive and to entire Rhineland dying. And this basically repeated over and over, and you could pretty much read Wesker on forums. You can still find that post where Wesker is saying, okay, why don't you guys want to fight us, you know? Every time Rhineland military logs on and see us, they just dock or log off, you know? Like, and he was pretty like...
Shield restore. Failure.
Not war. There will never be a war between GMG and Rhineland military. Basically, what you want is just some hostilities in the Sigmas, pretty much, you know. The situation between GMG and Rhineland is pretty much a stalemate. Rhineland military can never invade Sigmas openly again, because, you know, 80-year war and the Raskusari war, they just basically fucked them. But neither, they can't just send Bismarcks into GMG territory, but neither can GMG. GMG has zero means of actually invading Rhineland, you know. So the current development is, well, there was some fuck up with the governments where basically GMG got allowed into Rhineland, but Kruger and Rhineland military are barred from GMG territory. It just makes no sense. So no, there's not going to be any war between them. There might be hostilities and the combat ships being barred and shooting each other, Kruger being involved, but I don't think you will see like a.
Shield restored.
I don't think you will see an open invasion of either Sigmas or Rhineland by either party. They basically just want to throw pochos at each other, fight for the resources between Kruger, GMG, and Rhineland military. That's basically what the players want. You know, they want skirmishes in Sigmas. They don't want an open war because an open war doesn't make sense. Between the two parties. They want to basically want to shoot each other when they want to. They don't want some big story where there's big war between them. Just basically the typical tow line skirmishes would be nice in the Sigmas, you know. Between Kruger, Rhineland military, and GMG. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so back to the story of Red Hessian army and the Rhineland military. This basically keeps repeating itself, you know, like Wesker got really sad, you know, we have no one to fight. Eventually Red Hessian army died because, again, they just logged to stomp on Rhineland military. That was pretty much all they did. All their existence, the very purpose why Red Hessian army exists, is to stomp on Rhineland military. That was the whole point of why Wesker got good, why he got there, and that's basically the whole point. So you will see Red Hessian army only come back when Rhineland military is, before they realize that they should stop playing against Red Hessian army, you know? And this happened over and over again. I think the current iteration of RM has realized it as well. And it's basically the same thing. So Red Hessian army basically zero chance of ever like getting back to activity levels that it used to have because of this, you know. And that's my point. When you see SCRA in fighting Corsairs, you know they will win. Like there was like zero doubt in my mind that Corsairs had any chance, you know. Like I had no. Yeah, they basically stopped logging. I think like 6 new players left because of. Yeah, literally, this is what I'm in AC, but you know, I left them to run it. Literally, like the Red Hessian army players and the guys that play Wraith and HRZ and AA, that's basically the same players that play on 4 different factions. Because of them, like 6 new players left. You know, it was pretty nasty. I've seen the logs. Basically, this is pretty hilarious. A Red Hessian army player was insulting people in con, right? He was insulting Rhineland military people in con. He was saying that the beginners, people that play for a week, right, that are roleplay players, that are Germans, he was insulting them, telling them that they are bad players, that they are disgraced, that RM has bad leadership. And I think like one of the Rhineland military players said, "Oh, listen, we don't want to get you like sanctioned, you know, like, can you stop that?" He reported them. He reports the Rhineland military ship. He's like, "Oh, they threatened sanctions." So what happened is the Rhineland military player gets sanctioned, but he doesn't submit any reports. But what fucking is hilarious, the RHA player that actually reported them, the admins took the evidence that he sent against the Rhineland military ship. They used the logs where he was proving that they have threatened him with sanctions, and they sanctioned the RHA ship. They sanctioned him for like the insults and for the abuse that he was actually sending the Rhineland military's way. So he basically got himself sanctioned with his own evidence he sent to admins. Yeah, so this is basically how it's kind of always been between RHA and Rhineland military. I think the cycle has repeated about 5 times with 5 different, completely different iterations with Rhineland military at the helm. And honestly, I don't think that's going to change. You know, they got themselves sanctioned. Nobody reported them, right? No one reported them, but they got a sanction based off on the evidence they themselves sent. It's fucking. I've never seen anything like that. You know, like I mean, I get it. If you're sending a sanction, why would you like put in the logs that made you spew insults and abuse the other side, you know? Yeah, but the reason why I'm mentioning it, because like SCRA did it to Corsairs. I do think, because of the reasons I mentioned, I do think SCRA isn't in such a big danger, right? The official faction at least. Uh, SCRA can be dicks. They can be dicks that gank people and get away with it, right? Because the reason is they have unlimited ZOI. They can attack all the houses, and if you are an SCR, if you are a snub whore, pretty much, and you like beating up on players, I would say SCRA is your go-to ID. Because it's very, very easy to just stomp on people like they did now with the Corsairs, right? But unlike Red Hessians, they don't have to stay in Rhineland. Like, there's nothing forcing SCRA to stay in Rhineland. If they want to take their fleet and get it to Gallia and shoot up Gallic Navy, or get it to Kusari and shoot up everything there, they absolutely can. They've done it in Liberty, you know. So yeah, so the PvP stacking, the PvP good player stacking isn't that big a deal on SCRA. But it is an issue when you are playing in a single house on a faction that is reasonably limited in the enemies you can actually have, like Red Hessians, you know. Like, to me, it was pretty obvious that like SCR is gonna win, like when they go to Omicron Z. But it won't be like a big deal if the Corsairs just dodge a CRA in the future. It's not a big deal at all, right? It's like whatever. But for Hessians, it's a pretty big deal because you're playing in only one house, you know. That's why it's pretty paradoxical in Discovery. If you run a faction in a single house, and you have like the future of the faction and taking in new players and, you know, having stuff to do, it's pretty difficult. It's pretty tough as a faction leader to understand what you want to do. You can't do what the Wesker has done, you know. I know Wesker had big ego and he was stomped around for like a year, right? Like Ryla military, they didn't give a fuck. They just ganked Wesker, his RHA. He had a lot to prove. So I understand it, right? Like, but the problem as a faction leader with the big focus on PvP, it's literally a race to the bottom, you know? Like, if you don't have an ID that can basically fly everywhere, you will kill your own faction if you get too good at PvP. It's just like when you are an ace and you want players to play you and have a challenge against them. The better you are, the fewer people actually give you the challenge, you know. So for me, this has always been a struggle, because to run a big faction, you can't just all be good at PvP, you know. Slyquin, welcome. New Berlin should get RHA rep. Just join us in Vespucci. The fuck are you doing, bro? Lonely, lonely. Yeah, I know that what Snowstorm does and Snowstorm Squad does. I guess it's possible to do it that way. To basically, if you don't play SCRA, who can just shoot everything, just spam different IDs. But I don't know. It just doesn't feel like Discovery, you know.
Shield restored.
I usually have some sort of attachment to my factions that.
Shield failed.
No, I mean Snowstorm. Snowstorm in the chat, you know. Snowstorm actually, you know what? Like,
Restored.
you know what? Snowstorm is my big inspiration, actually. Yeah, no, I think you were in Alaska the other day, right? With the bombers. Yeah, I must give a shout out to Snowstorm. You know. Yeah, yes, no. I think this is why, like, you struggled in the first Armada, because you will basically see me always like try to find the balance between fun and getting really good. But I have to give shout out to Snowstorm. He actually got me excited in snaps, you know. Yeah, he's in the chat. He actually got me excited in the snaps. I like didn't understand what the shotgun build is, and He's the first guy that I saw him just flying around and hitting a shotgun here and there. So yeah, shout out to Snowstorm. He actually got me excited about snaps again, you know, when I saw his like shotgun skills, you know. Yeah, so you know what, Snowstorm got me excited about snaps. Leah Robbins, who is Phoenix, also got me excited about snaps. And you know, I actually, even though I had missiles and both of us were shot by NPCs, I actually managed to drive Esker yesterday, you know. And I know, Snowstorm is a fucking cocky AHC cunt, you know. That's what Snowstorm is. So you say, oh, it's not a big deal. But you know, when me and Highlander, oh, you got the second Overlord money. We actually managed to, before dying, we actually managed to drive Esker, you know. So this is what noobs like me can hope for. And I barely basically saw him before, you know. There's also like it's always a struggle because what RHA did, RHA was like clear. Like the mission, the reason why the faction is this exists is just to beat up on our Ryland military, you know. Like if RHA can't beat up on Ryland military, this is their mission for the last 8 years. They just die. Like they just go into oblivion. You know, this is basically what happens. The thing is, like, if you really want a long-term active faction, though, that doesn't rely on other people, you just can't do that shit, you know? Like, you can't just rely on beating up one group of players or one ID, and that's pretty much it, you know? That's why you will see, like, the first Armada. I'm a strong believer in, like, Dota matchmaking and stuff like that. And, for example, like, I know people don't like it, but, for example, let's take today, right? We had the... It was me and Luke Lucas, who I know he doesn't play much snaps. He has like a fancy. He had a fancy obsidian, and we met a random indie insurgent in California who obviously is an ace, right? I don't think every single time you see a random IOTA or anything like that insurgent in California, that's pretty much an ace, you know. So what often happens is, especially if you want to keep these factions active, you basically want to understand that you don't want to be in the race to the bottom. You don't want to be the best on the server and rely on PvP, because sooner or later you will have to swap IDs just to have someone play someone. So yeah, we do stuff like this, that basically we send in 2 people. When we know like both of us are reasonably weak PvPers, we send in both guys. We both lose, you know, and that's it's my major fucking struggle in Discovery, how to get the people that play snaps understand the people that are traders that just play snaps for the RP, you know, that have like close to zero interest in actually getting good. And I don't think there's like a strong solution to that. I try, I get slightly better every time. We manage to like get better and keep a few snubbers in these like large factions, but then sooner or later it just turns like into the RHA territory, you know. And only like the couple strong snubbers stay that either take pity on the PvP players, or they're just really good. It happened often in like big factions that we had really good snubbers that are top that can't get action any other way, you know. I'm not sure if you guys know Lucas. Lucas, that he was the leader of the KGK, of the Rogues. Actually, oh yeah, he started the Rogues. If you guys know the faction R, Rogues, the only official Rogue faction, he actually started them. That's been like the only type of ace we managed to keep in these RP factions that have a lot of snubbers. They just roleplay and that are basically fodder. And the reason why we got him into 46th back in the day, basically we had just 2 players that knew any snub PvP, is because they just wouldn't get any action whatsoever. Like if you get really good in PvP in Disco, people like realize who you are and they just start running away from you, you know? Like, maybe they will fight you once in a while, but you know, like, there's like no chance you will get steady action, you know? Like, once there's the weird dynamic about snubs that people, like, all of the people know each other. They can recognize each other's like roleplay and fighting styles right away, and sooner or later they will stop logging against you. You know, they will stop logging against you once they figure out who you are. So there's been like the only case where I got to where I got really strong PvP aces to play in these weaker factions where a lot of RPers and traders fly snubs. Is that when it got so bad they just had nobody to fight, that they just flew along the noobs, because the unlawfuls or the other side, they always knew that they will get some blues, they have some noobs to stomp on, they will probably win. And the only way for these aces to get any action is to just join them, you know, to stay on their side. And I think this is still actually happening. This is like when we log on first, that's a lot of random indies. I think it was in Alaska as well, you know, when you guys on SCRA came. We basically attract these like snub ace scavengers, you know. We keep attracting these people that just they struggle to get any action. So when they see like the weaker faction get some, they just join to to fight the other side, because there's no other way. This is why it's kind of sad, and I don't think there's anything that can be done about this. Discovery does not have matchmaking. It's just when you are a good player and you are a bad player, you just meet without any discrimination. Unless you metagame the player list, you just will meet, and there's just no sort of balance, you know. Like if you play any modern game, if you are really good at PvP, you are very unlikely to actually go ahead and play other good PvPers. Like in team games like Dota, for example, you know. You have the matchmaking and stuff like that, but it's unique, you know. So yes, I've never managed to like synchronize the two approaches. Basically, people don't understand each other ever. There's pretty much two approaches to this, right? The lack of matchmaking, and you having people with vastly different skill levels. One sort of philosophy is just get fucking good. Just give duels all over the place. It doesn't matter if you lose 50 times. You should always like go in 1v1, you know, try to always balance sides. No matter what the skill is, what the skill isn't, just go in, lose over and over, lose 100 times, lose 200 times, keep going, keep trying. That's one approach. The other approach that I personally prefer is just try to basically emulate matchmaking. Try to emulate the freaking AI in the computer, and basically work with a little bit more quantifiable data. Basically, when you see one snub ace and you see two mediocre players, and they are 2 against 1, they should have roughly 50% chance of winning, right? Like, and that pretty much is my goal in PvP and what my philosophy has been. And I always freaking struggle with the snubbers in Discovery, because I do really believe that to keep a region alive, to keep a faction alive, to get people to keep fighting each other, you need to at least somewhat be close to the 50% kill death ratio, or 50% win rate, whichever, you know, if the sides aren't too imbalanced. How do you do that? Well, it's not an exact science. Again, we would need some algorithms and shitloads of data to do this. But basically, you try to create handicaps, you know, like send better ships against worse ships if you know that the skill difference is there. Send like 3 guys. If I have 3 weaker guys, we send 3 people at a snub ace. And again, like half of the time, we still get fucking fucked, you know. Half of the time, we still lose. But this is basically how you get the rat race going, you know. You need the people to stay in the game, to keep playing the region, to keep playing the faction, to have some wins, you know? You can't just keep losing over and over and over. I know the snubbers will be angry at me for this. They always have been, but yeah, if I see 2 weak players, 2 weaker players and 1 ace, And I think like if they go 2v1 and half the time the ace kills them both and half the time they kill him, I think that's a good thing, you know. The two players should absolutely go in. Absolutely go in. I even had like people like Haste and the top aces, they say, yeah, sure, just do that, you know, send 5 people against me. Because then like I will probably kill them, right? I will kill them some of the time. As long as you are in that sweet spot that basically one side wins around 40% of the time, that's pretty much been my approach, you know. But to get people to understand this, it's like, it's fucking impossible, you know. The day when the snubbers and role players understand each other, when, for example, I think the number one symbol of this is RHA and Rhineland military, because of the historical reasons and stuff like that. is the day when the hell probably freezes over, you know. When Rhineland military and Red Hessians will be happy and constantly enjoyably go into each other's fights, and each side will win it out half the time, I think that's when we'll know that Discovery is healed, and we are back to those 200 out of 200, you know, player levels. But I just don't think that will happen. It's just so impossible to get both sides to understand each other and just and the get good mentality, and there should be some sort of balance in game in terms of win rates and kill death ratios. It's just so hard to get those two sides to understand each other that I don't know what would have to happen that everyone would like accept that this is pretty much the way it should go, you know. That both sides should win about half the time. And I never understood that, you know. It's tough for me to understand. Basically, I'm a leader, right? I'm a faction leader. That's what I do. I make factions, lead them, try to make them active, try to get people loads of stuff to do. I think like the clear case is GMG, you know. I think I've heard like maybe 20 different people from 20 different factions on trading IDs, POBs, fighting factions and stuff like that. And all of them like are talking about this strange phenomenon. Like GMG wants to keep Sigmas dead. Like, you know, they don't actually want people in there. And it's just so difficult for me. I mean, I guess it's an ego thing, or you can easily hold there without any opposition. But I never understood that, because now in this landscape of Discovery, you kind of need to have activity, right? And basically, GMG has to do a lot of AFKing. They have failed multiple times, the tracker, you know. They tend to struggle. They have to call again the same bandwagon that's in RHA. They're also in GMG. They basically have to struggle for that. I never like understood. Like, is the ego so strong that you don't actually want people in your region? You don't want to give them a chance, you know? Because like almost every single time people tell me, you know, no, they will destroy your POB right away. They will pile you as much as possible, you know, just so they keep the Sigmas to themselves, you know. I know it's about me, but I never understood it. Maybe it's like the difference between being a veteran, you know, playing Discovery for a long time, and coming in basically during Corona, where the 20 people average was pretty much standard. I think it jumped up to like 25 or 30 maximum. I'm basically used for the struggle to like lead factions and try to find activity. I've looked under every single stone to uncover what you can get your members to do. It's like such a big deal that it's so difficult for me to understand, you know. Like as Snowstorm says, like rename New Berlin to, what was that? New Berlin should get an RHA rep. I mean, why is that a good thing though? Why is it a good thing that like your enemies won't log against you, right? Wouldn't it be better if you gave them some wins, if you actually lost? I don't know, at least 30% of the time. At least, let's say, a third of the time you lose, 2/3 of the time you win. Keep them in the game, pretty much. Give them a reason to play. It's so hard to understand for me as a faction leader, you know. people literally they prefer to let their faction die, actually die, than to let the other side win once in a while, you know. I don't know. It seems really strange to me. Maybe it's an ego thing, you know. Maybe it's like a pride thing, but I could never get that. Like ganking and outskilling a faction into oblivion, you know. It's just like a bizarre concept to me, you know. You basically you become the king of a dead region of a faction that doesn't have any players because there's suddenly no one to even shoot, you know. Ooh, Inch Tennessee. I'm gonna take down the gunboats first. Pow 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 pow. Die 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 die. Nice one, Black, on the promotion, by the way. I think this is pretty experimental. That, you know, like we don't have any high command in first Armada. There's no high command there. Basically, everything is in the open. Just only like restricted chats are just promotions that are there for just so people are surprised they get promoted. But yeah, I'm really glad, Black, that you used the option to actually choose it and take that power. You know. It feels like people are so used to like the standard discovery model that the HC does everything that even though like literally we had that one, like our crewmen contacted Bretonia and we really supported them afterwards, but yeah, like people aren't used to like promoting others and recruiting, you know, when they're not in the high command. So I'm really glad that, you know, that you, Black, actually have found it, you know. 404th is the same as RHA, basically.
Tractor failure.
404th is it's basically the snub guys, you know, like the RHA, 46th, AA, SCRA, HRZ, Rave. Holy shit, guys, you play a lot of factions, you know. They're also the 404th, you know. They're the same guys that were in Omicron Z on the SCRA now, you know. Now, honestly, I'm not sure what to feel about it. Like I think the balance is like twisted now. The issue with balance is like with the cap balance especially is that bombers are just overpowered. The chip damage is there. Like we saw it with HS, you know. Like those guys are really good on caps. Like Venomon is one of the best battle cruiser players in the game, but I just didn't feel like they had a chance. We had 4 bombers, they had 4 caps, and like at no point it felt like they have any chance to actually fight us, you know. Oh, is it Lolita Longsword? Oh, I need to dock. I need to dock and log my snap. It's Juice. I want to fight Juice. I don't want to keep farming though. Yeah, let's go. I think I have to go to sleep after this one. Let's see if I have a ship here. What do we have here? Defender, New York, Varan, Defender. I don't think I won this one. Yeah, you gotta laugh at my fucking snap skills. It's tough on the stream. I have a high resolution. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use smaller resolution. It's better to fight on that, you know, because I have a shitty computer. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go straight. I'm just gonna go with Stinger. I'm not gonna do shotgun. You know, Snowstorm. I tried the freaking shotgun, but I suddenly got used to 700s, and it's just so much better. Oh, yo, yo. Old Pennsylvania. Right. So let's finish the night with a nice duel. Hopefully Lolita will give it to me. What do we have on this? Heavy flashpoint. Is this fine? No, it's not. Why the fuck is there 750s? Why is there a vengeance? God damn it. Yeah, there you go. The war dogs, there you go. Train as well. Let's go, guys, to end the night. let's do juice. I have to avoid the fucking NPCs though. Let's see if the 2 minutes that you fucking snub horse were in my faction helped. Now, actually, yeah, I have some delay with the... Go on, son, go on, Jush. Is it Jush or Juge, Juge, Juge? I don't freaking know. Yeah, no, yeah. There's a snowstorm. I kind of worry about Liberty. I think that it's fine to beat people once in a while. Luckily, we like lost two newer guys, right? But it might be trouble in the long run. There's a fucking gunboat here. God damn it. Where the fuck are they? Go, Lolita. Yeah, be careful about that. I mean, it's fine that the new guys see action, but I think HS they will stop raiding if that happens too much, you know. There really isn't any like there's pretty much zero unless the bombers fuck up. There's zero chance hookups these days, you know. Why would they must log? You know, there's just two of us, right? What the fuck? Did they leave? Ah, looks like they left. I think this is also an issue, you know, in... Oh, Firefox. Let me destroy Firefox, okay? I think they left. Yeah, it seems like they left. You know what? Let's go to New York. I'm gonna pew there. Yeah, and if you are wondering, let me show you that account. This is what you get shares in First Armada. Hopefully, I'm not killing the know-how, but basically the idea is you're trying to. Why the fuck is this thinger in California? You know, we're trying to cover everything for smugglers and just to not have to bother with changing your ships and stuff like that. Okay, let's see what they have here. Fucking vengeance. Why do they have the vengeance there? I don't like Garants, both of them. I guess I go for it. Okay, let's see what's going on here, boys. Nah, it's pretty rare actually, you know. If the bombers are careful, like, I just don't see that much chance for the Cubs. You can basically wither them down or they can fuck up.
Dog.
Oh, the Hive. Hive faction is actually one of the first Armadas, guys. Maybe it's a spoiler, maybe it isn't. Canberra, are they farming? Abel Deacon. Ah, this kind of sus. Why doesn't he have an IFF? Okay, helium guy. There you go.
Going to Battleship Missouri.
Cancel.
This is Navy Alpha 16.
Do they have a gunboat escort? Oh, they do.
Transmission received Navy Alpha 16. Where are you heading?
Dog.
Battleship Missouri.
I'll actually show you what I do. Let me show you what I do when I want some action, you know? Where am I going? Oh, back to West Point, I guess. Yeah, let me show you where I get action. Pretty much guaranteed. I'm kind of committed to the one pew before bed, you know?
Heavy Fighter Patrol. This is West Point Academy.
Now I want to fight somebody.
By yourself.
Dog.
Is this the... Yeah, I think it is. Alright, let's go, guys. Let's invade Ontario again.
Enemies firing. Target in range.
Let me see if Miranda is on, actually. Like, she's the best snubber now, along with our coach in the faction. Maybe she wants to come. Ah, there's a ping. Ah, Miranda on the weekends. All right, we don't have her then. Let's go, let's go. If you're watching the stream, I'm actually looking forward to a duel. Regardless, bombers used to... Hello, OP. Someone died here. I don't think that's intentional.
Breaking off a tick. They're just too tough right now.
Let's go, metagamers. Look a snap, look a snap. don't be one of those fucking early turners, though. Basically, when Wesker plays a hyena, I can still do stuff against him, but like... people like Nas, I still don't know how to fucking counter the early turning, you know? Like, Nas early turns and shield runs, and... It's really tough to play against that, honestly. Yeah, we can practice in the meantime. Yeah, but Snack was actually much tougher to hit back then, Lord Bucket. Like the skill ceiling was somewhere else, you know? Now, like, the only threat to bombers really are cruisers, like, and and I mean Gran on the Venomon on Gran, you know, but he's like he's using the scripts and stuff like that, you know, to shoot. I don't think there's too many like strong players that can actually insta people on battle cruisers. I really only met him. I only met ever Venomon that like that is even capable of instating me, you know. Yeah, that's right. But basically, what happened with bombers? Nobody flew bombers, so it was actually a funny dynamic. This is why I think the bomber balance is okay in relation to snaps now. It was a hilarious dynamic where basically, besides the Jaguar, the Jag had 5 guns, they had extra gun. Bombers were sitting ducks against fighters, like completely. Like bombers were a decent anti-cap. They had a nice, they had a long-range Nova, so pretty safe. But they were completely fucked against fighters because they had only 4 guns. They had 4 guns. They had no anti-snap weapons. Like the energy cannons were complete shit. It was basically RPS, you know. So yeah, it was so bad that nobody played bombers. And then why it was bad is, oh, this guy has the fucking, oh no, oh shit. Is it the guy with the, no, he's not. Hang on. Ah, the cunt with, oh, he's got war dogs. Good, I'm gonna take him down. I'm actually winning this, I think. Okay, come here, boy. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, son. See, I was practicing on the boy. Yeah, you have no chance, son. Give it up, give it up. Yeah, you're going down, boy. No! Fuck, he does the mine thing. I dropped the mine. Ah! Ah, did I just hit myself? Fuck. Ah, you prick! Come here, boy! Ah, damn it, it's been a long day. I have shit aim, actually. Ah, I got him. Wait, does he have a missile as well? No, he's got a train. It's my missile range. Wait. Oh, the war dogs. Damn it! Pure evil is here. God damn it, I have to be careful. He's got actually good mines. No! Okay, I'm fucking pissed. Now let's go, let's go. I'm gonna freaking shield run when my shield's down. There you go, there you go. Finally some hits. I have no regen. God damn it. It's actually bad for me to trade like this. Come on, boy! Ah! Yeah, I think the stream is actually lagging my game. I can't actually see stuff. Or is he lagging? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's definitely lag. I'm not sure, but both of us are jumping, it seems. God damn it! He got he got the angle on me. No, I can't freaking aim. Can't see this brick. Ah, where is that? 52? God damn it, it looks so promising. I freaking ran into his goddamn Warlocks, you know. Ooh! Actually, for a time they couldn't. It was they for a time the bombers had 4 guns. That's when I joined the game. When bombers had 4 guns and they couldn't one shot. They could have been one shotting for a while, basically only. So they were actually super weak. Like no one played bombers at all because they couldn't one shot. They at one point they had the old shitty guns and they couldn't one shot with snack. They brought it back for a short period. That's what I played, and nobody would play bombers. One ship that took advantage that was installed by a snack. Still, I think it was still installed by a snack. The VHFs weren't. Was the spatial, right? The spatial was being played quite a bit. Nobody played bombers because the fighters just destroyed them. You know, the one shot thing didn't work. It was freaking funny. People like refused to log bombers. The spatials would take on like 4 ships in a row. We had a guy who was abusing them. And literally all you had to do is log a bomber because the snack wasn't working against VHFs, but it was working against against spatials, you know. But they just refused to bring them. And it was a really, really fun meta. So yeah, I don't know. The balance is really tough to achieve, and I'm not a big fan of the bomber beat all right now. Bomber cruiser basically reigns supreme, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. Baghdad was here, Snowstorm was here, Blackester, Mr. Boom Pow joined as well, Honor Wolf, Freelancer Video Dump. Thanks so much for joining. Hopefully you had a good time. We'll try to stream again at some point. Hopefully you will join our streams as well. Make sure to subscribe and follow the stream. And thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed it, hopefully you come again. If not, we'll see you in the game. First Armada out.